What's going on, guys? I'm Icy Rhythms. Welcome back to another video, and in this one we're going to talk about all sorts of different things. I don't even have an idea of what this thumbnail is going to look like. Probably something pretty generic like a lot of other thumbnails that I've made in the past, but we're just going to roll with it. Updates on what I'm doing, what I'm playing, where we're going on this channel. I think we can start with that because that's something I've talked about for a long time. I still very much want to do, for the better part of the last 3 or 4 years, I've wanted to do just a lot more reviews on the channel, and I don't want to get into a habit of just reviewing anything and everything just for the views, or I want to talk about games that I actually enjoyed, or games that I've played tons of times, and obviously I enjoy those as well. But I want to talk about games that I'll play them for the first time and I enjoy them. I'm not always going to get to the latest and hottest shit. That's just not going to happen on this channel. There's no way I feel like I can compete unless something were to go viral and I did something absolutely amazing in the mind of someone watching and they're able to allow that to happen somehow. One of my reviews for a brand new game that everyone's playing at the same time, the latest hottest shit goes viral. It's just really hard to compete with a lot of the top guys when it comes to reviewing something day one or week one. There's been a couple of games in the past, even on the old channel, where I've tried that, and I think at most I got about 800 views for something that I did, day one or week one. So it's just, I don't want to say it's not worth it, because, all the views are worth it, but you do get a little discouraged when you're like, man, this game just came out. If I figured there would be more YouTube searches, but it works a lot like you start thinking about Twitch streams, and if someone wants to watch, we'll just say CSGO, right? They're probably not going to scroll through 300 people and be like, man, number 161's thumbnail looks really good, and then click on that. They're probably going to click on the first 1 to 20 people that they see, probably just that first row or two that they see. So it works like that on YouTube as well. I think, people, this video is at the top of the list. These 4 or 5 videos are at the top of the list. This one has 383,000 views. This one has 1.2 million. They're probably going to click on those before they ever get to page 9 and find yours, toward the bottom. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a matter of finding that and, deciding whether or not I think I'll review this game at a later date. Now, most likely I will play a game like The Last of Us 2 as everyone else is playing it. Like, we'll probably all be playing it day one and week one. But as far as a review, that probably won't happen until months later or even a year later, and by that time I probably would have played it 2 or 3 more times. So I think something like that helps as well. Like, after you've played a game 2 or 3 more times and you really get a feel, like sometimes, and it can work the opposite too, where you'll play a game and be like, man, this is amazing, and then you play it sometime later and you're like, yeah, this is still pretty good, but it's not as great as I remember it. And a lot of that too is getting caught up in the hype and everyone else is talking about it, so you're feeding into that. And it can go the other way as well, like, I'm not really feeling this game right now, and then you play it months later or even a year or 2 later, sometimes longer, and you're like, man, why didn't I play this game sooner? Why did I put this down? It just happens sometimes. I mean, that's gaming. Much like the reviews, I would like to eventually get back into news topics. But again, like the reviews, I don't want to just review anything and everything. I want to review games that I care about. I want to talk about topics that I care about. I don't want to get into this habit of, just talking about things in the news just to talk about them. I want to genuinely care. It's okay to have like an experiment video from time to time. We all have those, or take a little jab here and there for fun. But I don't want to get into the habit of, because admittedly, there was a time, and I think a lot of people still do this, and it's unfortunate. There was a time where I would just make videos because I'd be like, this is going to get me like 3,000 or 4,000 views, easily, just like that. It's no problem. Minimum 3,000 or 4,000 views on a channel that at that time, it was a different channel, some claimed were dying, and those that were claiming that my channel was dying weren't getting the views that I was getting. They weren't averaging the views that I was averaging. So even like on a bad day, you know, that for me was maybe not like a bad day per se, but 3,000 or 4,000, just that wasn't enough for me at the time. It's been tough to get used to getting a few hundred, you know. So I don't want to talk about that stuff anymore. I don't want to just, hey, there may be this new Sony patent or something, and try to find a way to talk about it for 10 minutes. I don't want to do videos like that anymore. And I'm not saying, again, that we can't do stuff like that from time to time, but I'm not going to do it every day. I can't be that consistent. There's just way too much stuff going on in my life versus where my life was at that time. I can manage making videos, I can do content creation, I can review games, but it's going to be different. You're going to get it in pieces. I wish I could be more consistent, and hey, even if I only upload like once a week or once every couple of weeks or something, that would still be consistent, as opposed to, you know, where I've been recently, where it's like I'll have 3 videos in a week and then you won't hear from me for like 2 weeks or maybe even more or something. So I'm trying to be more consistent and finding a nice little spot for myself as far as like managing time. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. It's absolutely amazing. Playing that game at 60 FPS with a lot of the settings turned all the way up has been pretty awesome. You know, I don't know how I would feel to play it in like a native 4K at 30 FPS with ray tracing or something. Would I prefer that? I don't know. You guys know I'm a performance guy. You know, I do like that extra eye candy from time to time, but I'm a performance guy, so I don't know how I'd feel about that. I did play it at 30 FPS on my PS4 Pro, and I made it all the way through the game, so I guess with even more eye candy and just better frame times and things like that, maybe I could manage, but I would probably miss that 60 FPS. I would miss it a lot. Red Dead Redemption 2 at 60 FPS. It's one of those games where you play it at that frame rate or higher and you're like, man, this is almost like a completely different game. Everything is so much better, so much more enjoyable. So thank you guys for watching, man. Anyone that's new and you're watching, you know, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, all of that good stuff. Links in the description. And there will be more videos soon. I would like my next video to be a review. It's just a matter of finding time and to play the game, first of all, and getting away from Red Dead, and then, you know, writing it, some of it anyway, and then getting that out to you guys as quickly as possible. So thanks again, all the continued support. You guys have been great. Have a good one. Peace.